Folks, welcome back to another edition. Stack with Nat Show. Stack, we back together.
We back.
We back. Back and better than ever. Taking a page out of Mike and Mike show. That's what Greeny always says to start their show off. But
Thursday, October 23rd,
yeah.
about almost 8 o'clock.
Yeah, it's late. We had a couple drinks downstairs at 8. But like I say, folks, we have been missing each other for a while. We were doing our shows like solo remote locations, turning in our picks. This is the Stack with Nat show. NFL Pick'EM. Week 8. Week 8. We're up to week 8. We're at that halfway point of the NFL season, folks. Where does the time go? I don't know. I can't call it. But Stack, we had a great time in AC.
Atlantic City.
We were supposed to do week 7 show in Atlantic City, but we got sidetracked.
We did.
We did.
What happened?
Oh man, we had cigars.
We got toasted.
We
had technical difficulties.
Well, we had a great dinner at McCormick and Schmidt's.
That's it.
Yeah, so.
And then I had a little gastrointestinal issue later.
Yeah, I was at work. I didn't know nothing about it. I'm glad I wasn't there for that.
I was sick as a dog. The meal was great. I do appreciate it. It was a nice gesture.
That was awesome.
I got to see where Corey works.
Yeah, I took you over.
So then later in the week when he showed the governor of New Jersey visiting, it was like old hat to me. I said, I know this.
I know, right. You knew.
I think
right
Atlantic City has a lot of promise.
I think it's on the way up.
I took a kind of a tour on the way back. I got on the wrong. I thought I was getting on the shuttle to the train station. I got on a jitney. So they took me through the city, Atlantic City, and it wasn't bad. I mean, I think it's got a lot of promise. They need to go back to that horse jumping off the steel pier and make Atlantic City more of a resort area.
Well, they tried to go too grown up, and it took a hit. Like when we pull up in the morning, me and Harry, we drive in. Everything's lit up, but you see some darkness in there. You see Trump not lit up, Trump Plaza. You see the Revel not lit up. You see the Showboat not lit up.
They've got union issues, and they're still fighting turf battles. Politics has always been tough in that town, too, a lot of corruption. But I still think, I see infrastructure improvements.
Right.
Trains. I took a train from Cherry Hill, New Jersey to Atlantic City. Cost me $6.50. I was there inside an hour.
There you go. That was
good. It's beautiful. I should have come down around Labor Day. It's probably nicer, but.
Well, yeah, I won't be working out there now. That Harris Conference Center will be done, I guess, in a couple months.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. But
it's not a convention center.
It's not. No, don't say convention center.
Conference center.
They
should call it HEC, Harris Exposition and Conference Center.
Right. They want conference, not convention. They don't, do not be,
trying to tie it into the Philadelphia Convention Center.
Right, and Atlantic City Convention Center. They have their own conference center.
Okay.
So.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's
Harris has 3 different wings in that hotel.
Yeah. It's
beautiful.
How about that pool? That pool area.
Awesome.
The bar.
Geodesic dome.
It was sweet.
There was people in there at 7 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't believe it.
You was looking for breakfast. Everything was open except for the place where you wanted to eat at.
Yeah, I ended up finding a place. I think that made me sick too.
That's for another story. But I tell you what, week 7, Stack and Nat tied with a 10-5 record.
Wow, that's not bad.
That ain't bad. Our boy For You to Hate, our show's producer, gets the gas face again. And Stack, what do we get? We get lemon drop shots.
Lemon drops.
Okay.
With sugar on the lemon for the chaser.
Ooh, okay. So you bang
that
down and then
special, not around the rim.
Right, on the lemon.
On the lemon. So cheers, my good buddy.
All right.
17, 18 years of friendship.
Damon, gas face.
She made it strong.
I don't. Whoa, that was strong. You got a little after kick, folks, but
Yeah. But
your boy Stacking That can handle it.
we move on.
We move on.
I had a do call Sweet Baby Jesus tonight. Order.
Oh yeah, that new beer.
Chocolate with a hint of peanut butter. John Martin, if you're watching, you probably understand it. It's out of the Baltimore area. Cold tonight, it's like 50 degrees.
Right.
Order was nice. Had a glass of water. And now to chase it down,
You got Stella?
Artois.
Artois. I got a, what I got?
Shock top.
No, I went Hogarth.
Oh, no ho.
Who's
Okay,
got
you know
drink
we
too?
always imbibe before we start. Are you going to ask me about the world news or the local news?
Well, yeah. I'll start the show off with,
Okay.
with that, Stack. What's going on in the world news today? What we have?
Oh my goodness, ISIS. We had in Ottawa, Canada.
Oh, I heard about
we had
that.
A terrorist attack.
Dude,
at the
that was
Parliament.
nuts. That was, I was at Starbucks. You know, me and my buddy Harry, we stopped at a rest stop on our way to Atlantic City, the Farley thing. So they always have the CNN news, and the guy was explaining to U.S. citizens that what this guy did was the equivalent of somebody coming to D.C. and shooting a guard at the grave of the unknown.
That's right.
Of the unknown
their
soldier.
version of the
Right,
tomb.
exactly.
He killed him.
To kill him, and then would proceed over to the White House and start shooting there,
And
which is their
literally
problem.
walked through the front door with a rifle. Now, how does that happen? You know, around here,
it's
you
bad.
ain't even gonna get into the
Well,
CVS.
Well, the White House had a few gate jumpers and stuff.
They
I
had
think-
another one today.
See, they got to.
Even though they, so here, just to digress, in the next news piece, another gate jumper at the White House he scaled not the regular fence, but an additional fence they put up, and then was subdued by 2 dogs. Now let me just break in real quick. 1, note to the Secret Service. You need a bigger fence.
Right.
2, I saw pictures of the 2 dogs that subdued this guy before he got further up onto the property.
White House, right.
They weren't very big dogs.
Okay.
I would suggest you get some pit bulls because the guy was arrested for trespassing and so
Right.
forth, but he was also arrested for assaulting police dogs.
Oh.
If you had, instead of 2 scrawny shepherds,
Right.
which these 2 were, 6 and 9 years old respectively, I would get a couple pit bulls that had been taken out of, say,
But they might.
dog fighting ring,
Right.
and put them in a pen, and when somebody crosses that second fence,
They're open game.
open game. And
Well,
you know,
pit bull, see, won't know how to stop. A pit bull goes for the kill. What if a
Right.
pit bull grabs a guy's neck and pulls out his
Right.
throat? So
Right.
you can't have that, man.
kind of takes me to this season. I'm looking for 2 pit bulls as loopers.
Right, we're gonna get into
So what
that.
else is going on? Corey told me let's go local. Locally, what's going on? Let's see. It's almost election time.
Right.
And then he told me a story today about a school teacher in D.C.
Yeah, that was
Crazy.
Yeah.
And then even there's 2 high schools, one in New Jersey and one Central Bucks West, that got their entire coaching staff fired and their season canceled due to hazing. And putting somebody in a shower, putting a towel over their head, making them wet, putting powder on them. When I was playing high school football and college, you got hazed. You got hazed.
Right.
You knew you were hazed. But it was over. When it was over, it was over.
Right.
You laugh about it and you move on. Nobody got fired. You didn't drop your season. You didn't lose your scholarship. I think there's 2 issues, and I'll just digress. There's a hypersexualization. People worry so much about, somebody being called gay or touching somebody against their will. And 2, hazing, I'm sorry, people don't know what hazing is. I mean, I went to college and pledged a fraternity. You want to talk about hazing, okay?
Right.
I was hazed. So that's kind of what's going on. We got ISIS as usual.
Right.
We've got, in the Canada situation, which we alluded to, they call this guy a lone wolf.
Right.
Meaning you've got people that going across borders to either incite violence or to go over to Iraq or Syria to fight in a war in a country that's not even theirs. They call them a lone wolf.
A lone wolf.
So the thing we have to worry about in this country is random acts of violence perpetrated by
I think they're gonna,
so-called lone wolves.
I think they're going to drop the hammer on anybody even thinking of doing something
Against-
similar to that.
against
They're going to drop a
The
hammer. They're going
Republic.
to make
When you do something like that's
They're going
treason.
to make an
That's
example
treason.
out
That's
of it.
like Benedict Arnold.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think you'll make an example out of them. They'll just nip that in the bud.
Agree.
What's with the Ebola? Have they got that under control?
I think Ebola is kind of like some people in the NFL. A little bit overrated, a little overhyped.
Okay,
I think
ain't
if
as
you
bad.
put the proper controls in place, I think 5 major airports now, you get screened before you leave certain countries, Sierra Leone, Guinea, and Liberia.
Right.
All the other countries have kind of nipped it in the bud because they have the infrastructure and medical to isolate people. But we still have a very real problem. Is it an epidemic? Is it the blue blonic plague? Is it something plague that we have to worry about?
Right.
Am I worried about it?
No.
No. But if I see somebody sweating, has got a fever, bleeding out the eyes and the nose, eyes wide, bulging, shaking and shivering,
Looking like Keith Chalmers.
looking like Keith Chalmers. Hey, what's going on? I got 9 games, Corey, and I got 2 weekends to play in.
So basically, you said Keith Chalmers. You're gonna
No,
give
not Keith. Keith's my man. Good people. So
Well,
that's kind of a step back, because we always do. What's going on in the sporting world? Did you
World
see the game
Series.
last night?
World Series. No, I was
Awesome
asleep.
game.
I was asleep.
Kansas City.
Well, yeah, they won.
So it's tied up, 1-1.
1-1 in the World
And
Series.
they do 7, right?
Yeah, they do 7. It's
Okay.
Giants and Kansas City.
And the team that won
Game 1. Game 1, San
who
Francisco
gets
won. Game
home
2.
field advantage based on the All-Star game.
Yeah, it's
Right?
the American
so that was
League.
the American League has.
Home field, right.
Home
So
field
they'll have
advantage.
2, I think, then 3, then
Right.
2. So
That's ridiculous.
that's going on.
That means Kansas City will get 3 home games.
No, Kansas City had their 2 home games already.
I thought
Now-
they were
now-
AF in
Yeah,
the
American League. Kansas City has
San-
2 games,
San Fran's
and then
American.
San Fran, I think, has 3 games,
Right.
and then Kansas City might have 2. I'm not sure. Or they might do 2, then
Right.
2, 1, 1, 1. I don't
Hockey
know.
season has started.
That started
Flyers
first.
aren't
They're
doing
bad.
well in Philadelphia.
Basketball is right
coming.
around the corner.
Right.
Yeah.
NCAA Midnight Madness kicked off.
Oh, did it? Wow.
Yeah,
That'll be a Duke. My Duke Blue Devils are looking good. They got a great class coming in.
And here in Philly, well, we'll talk about that when we get to the picks. The Eagles
Right.
and the Cardinals are both 5-1. Big game this week, conference game.
That'll be with our picks.
So we'll talk about that
Right.
in the picks.
But that's the world of sports. In the world of EF,
right?
we have the Great Lakes going on. Jim Davis actually jumped into the league again. He thought about not playing. Jim Davis is playing. He just took his first L against his good friend, longtime buddy, Ken Allen.
Guadalupe.
Beat him. Guadalupe.
How do you
Sweet
think he
kid.
beat him? He took away his.
Oh, well, he probably took away his run.
He
I
probably
don't know.
didn't cover his receivers.
Well, they play
Forced him to
sticks, so
pass.
I don't know the rules.
Oh, they allowed the sticks?
I don't
thought
know.
That's why he wasn't playing.
Yeah, something happened with the sticks where Jim didn't want to play, and then he decided better of it.
And
He
he's
got nothing. and he's-
playing
he-
with the Chargers.
He got nothing better to do. He knew he was playing. Jim, if you watching, you knew you was playing.
Right.
I want to say shout out to Jim Davis and his boy
And
Money Green
for
their show.
continuing that.
Well, for their show,
Right.
the 5XL and
And
large show.
one of the things I like about that show, and we've called in a couple of times,
Oh, yes.
is there's there's kind of the general theme that Jim espouses, obviously, is electric football, and the other guys have kind of chimed in on it. But what I like about it, they're talking about the city
Oh yeah,
and politics,
Yes.
and what's needed to turn the city around.
right.
And
That's a good
they
show.
and they have they talk about current events like
Oh,
we do.
everything, right.
So my hat's off to Jim for keeping that going.
Oh,
I
definitely.
thought it was just a a short term thing. I
Right.
think it's going on for 5, 6, 7 months now.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yo,
weekly
you know
thing.
he gets a stack with that fist
He
pump
gets
for
a
that.
fist pump for keeping it real.
Keeping it real.
Keeping it real.
And my boy Tony Green up
Yeah.
there, they do a good job with that.
So
But
keep
the
that
Great
coming.
Lakes, as far as electric football is going on, and Maryland, the I-95 League has a big meeting this weekend for
They
their
getting ready
league.
to
They're
start?
getting ready to start their second season, I-95 League. We had a birthday in our little group, James Nicholson.
Right? He's the, and this weekend I understand he's trying to kick off at
Some
a gaming
Oaks.
convention.
Right, something in Oaks.
At a large gaming, not just electric football, but tabletop, war games.
Right.
So he's a
Warhammer
big war game
Warhammer guy, right.
And they also have a league, another league in Philly that's spun off called the Independent League.
Right.
We don't know that much about it, but you know we get a couple
Different
emails
rules, yeah,
from the NEFL guys.
That's
And
playing with them guys.
Suffice it to say, no matter how you feel, as long as you're playing the game we love, more power to you.
Right, that's
so
it.
There goes another
fist pump
for
to
keeping it real.
keeping it real for those
it
guys,
real.
the IEFL
Right.
guys.
No matter how you do it, no matter where you play.
where you play, what rules you use.
Right.
Hey,
If you're having fun,
stacking that is going to back you. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're sitting up here doing our show. We contribute. What we gave donations to the MFCA. We've sponsored the passing trophy.
Oh, yeah.
We've given to the ALS.
that's right.
We didn't do the ice bucket challenge, but we did donate the money. We did
Yes, we
donate
did.
the money. Also did a donation on our part, Stack, to the Sophie Foundation, which goes against domestic abuse.
Right.
A friend of mine runs that, and I donated a couple dollars to that.
Right.
So stacking that, we doing
We're
here.
gonna do another spin-off of that when the season starts.
Yeah.
Don't make me hurt you.
Don't make you brought this on yourself. Stop it. You see them commercials?
called-
That's real.
Speaking
No
of
more.
commercials, how about, did you actually see the Miller commercial before last week's game? I didn't see it live.
Jimmy Johnson.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I seen it.
What's
yeah.
your impression of that?
It's electric football.
No pub is bad pub.
That's what I said.
It gives you a
on the
chance
Facebook page.
to engage with someone
Right.
and have a narrative and explain, look, okay.
They missed the bases. Okay, the bases were not on the players.
The
Remember
excitement
just
was there.
Yes.
The fact they did it in a bar scene
Bar
like
scene,
we do
like
here.
we do here.
The
Daily
hype was
Pub.
there.
Right.
And the old mantra, no publicity. All publicity is good publicity.
Publicity, right? There is no
Good or
bad
bad,
publicity,
yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
that
But if you've seen some of Tudor's latest digital ads, I think Taco's done a couple YouTube things.
Oh yeah, Taco did a
They
real
are
good.
really stepping it up in the way of promoting. Because you got to remember, Christmas is coming.
Right.
They want to sell that game.
Oh, they gotta sell that game.
and then
Got
those
to.
teams, they got the
to.
license now.
Right.
The Fever's out there. Here's another
Fist
pound
pump.
for Doug Strong.
And David Roller, good job, Dave, on that
And
video.
all those involved. What's Doug's wife, sister's name?
Denise.
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 Denise
Yeah.
Bradley, is it?
Nah, she got married. You would just call her Denise.
Denise. Nice job with Tudor
Mm-hmm.
Games. We wish you luck, much success going forward.
Right.
Especially-
Hopefully they can bring their TutorCon 15 back to
That
Philly.
would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
So it looks like we've covered the gamut from national to local to
Electric football to
Right.
world news to World Series.
what's happening in
So,
Philly. NEFL, is any Green Room Rumbles? You want to talk about the last Rumble? Or
what
the
was
next
it? Was-
Rumble?
Not even really sure. I just want to say any of our guys that's watching right now, get the dues in. I'll have the date for our Essington get together pretty soon.
Which will happen after the opening week.
Oh yeah, that'll be after. Yeah, that'll be between TutorCon and
So
the,
it's
the
not going
Clash.
to be kind of an opening week.
No.
not gonna
Opening
be.
weekend is the weekend after the NFL Super Bowl.
Okay.
Essendon will be a little further down the road.
Really more like
Yeah.
March?
Yep, exactly.
Really?
First weekend of March. The day I'm shooting for is March 6th, 7th, and the 8th. But folks, we're going to take a short break from the Stack with Nat show. When we come back, we're going to breeze right through our
Week
NFL
number
8.
8.
Week 8 picks. We'll be right back with you. Peace.
I think
Back. and better than ever.
Boom.
That with Nat Show.
Week
8. Week 8, the NFL Pick'EM Challenge. If you just joining our show, I'm National. This is my right-hand man, Smokestack Scott. We got a little challenge going on with the NFL picks. We go through all the week's lineups of games. We pick a winner. At least one game, you have to use the point spread. We call that our lead pipe lock.
Tink.
Yeah. Our show producer, for you to hate, has jumped in. So it's actually 3 guys picking teams, and
We kind of looked through week 7.
Right.
Corey actually has a 4-game lead.
Right. I think I'm 71 wins
out of 106 games bet, and I'm
think
4
68.
games, 60.
68. I'm 71. I think you're 68. I think that was what it
Got to be
was.
67 over 4 games behind.
Oh,
And Damon's, he said he was,
63 wins.
yeah, he's a little bit
63.
behind.
Right.
But again, back to what he said at the outset. It's mid-season. A lot of things can happen.
Right.
On any given Sunday, we've seen a lot of upsets.
A lot of upsets.
Okay.
Like you would think it would be. I mean, it's not as hard picking with the spread, but just picking
You
the
can
winners.
win 9 games. You can win 10. You can win 12 or 13.
I think the average has been about 10 games.
10 games.
Yeah, about 10 games.
If you're not going 10-5, 10-6, then you're going to have problems. Then you're going to be wearing that gas face. And
You're
with
gonna get
Halloween coming up,
Right.
you don't want to be wearing that
just
gas
real
face.
quick, folks. October 31st, they're having. If you're in the area of Daly's Pub in Northeast Philadelphia, they're having a big Halloween party stack right here.
I'd
karaoke.
love to come, although I do the St. Patty's Day.
Right.
But I don't have a costume. If somebody can give me a costume,
You just go to the Halloween store and just buy something.
really, I'm trying to think of what I'd like to be.
Well, for all our viewers, and I just want to give a shout out to Daly's Pub. They're having a Halloween party here.
Right.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Probably crazy.
National probably will stop by. I think I'll just throw a football jersey on and just come as a football player, electric football.
Football fan?
Yeah.
I think I got an idea who I might just come in regular street clothes. I want to be the guy that they arrested in South Jersey a couple days ago for touching his woman's toes.
There you go.
He got arrested. He couldn't help himself, he said.
He couldn't help it. He got a foot fetish.
He had a foot fetish.
Folks, we're going to get right into it. Like Stack said, it's Thursday. Vroom, vroom, we ready to rev it up. Thursday night football is already, might be underway.
Let's get ready to
We
start.
got San Diego Chargers coming off a big loss against the Kansas City Chiefs last week. At the Denver Broncos, who thoroughly outplayed my beloved 49ers. Peyton Manning, want to congratulate him, becoming an all-time touchdown leader in passes in the NFL.
And it took him less time than it took Favre.
Favre, right. He's awesome. He's awesome.
He is. He's good.
So without further ado, folks, we're going to go into the Stack with Nat NFL Pick'em Challenge. As always, age before beauty. Stack, you first.
San Diego at Denver. What's on the line here, folks? First place in the AFC West. And much like the NFL this coming season, the AFC West is going to be heavily contested. You've heard about what Peyton did last week against the 49ers. I look for him to continue to do that in Denver. I select the Denver Broncos.
I concur. I have Denver as well. We're going to keep it moving, Stack. Next on my docket, I have the Detroit Lions at the Atlanta Falcons. Just to keep it moving, I took Detroit. I'm not sure if Calvin is coming back, but Atlanta's let me down too many times. I'm taking Detroit. Stack, who you got?
I agree. You just took them on a win.
Okay.
You flipped the coin.
Detroit.
Atlanta has lost 4 in a row. Their offensive line is in shambles. In fact, they're down to their 3rd center. That center, his head is going to be on a swivel against the number 1
Farley.
ranked defensive team in the NFL. They're playing, where are they playing?
They're playing in Atlanta.
It doesn't matter. I haven't seen anything from Matty Ice or the rest of that group. I think Detroit will win this handily.
Okay, moving right along, Stack. I have Seattle Seahawks, the defending champs, at Carolina Panthers. Cam versus Russell. Who you got, Stack?
Seattle's in a little bit of a turmoil, back-to-back road games.
His teammates calling him out.
Will the Seahawks go to 3-4, or will they return to their prominence as Super Bowl runner-ups? They're playing at Carolina. I look for Seattle to pull things together and win this game.
Okay. Well, folks, National is taking Carolina as my lead pipe lock. Tink.
LPL.
Tink. Yeah.
What's the spread on this?
4.5. Carolina's getting 4.5.
So they gotta win by.
Well, if Carolina loses, as long as they don't lose by
So
5
that's
points.
why you pick them, kind of like how you picked the Niners last week.
Right. I kind of didn't think the Niners were going to beat the Broncos, but I didn't think they would just lose that bad, but they did.
The only thing that got spread wasn't the points.
Well, Carolina, that's my pick.
Okay.
Stack moving right along. We got a tough AFC North Division game. Baltimore Ravens at the Cincinnati Bengals. Who you got?
Well, for Cincinnati, A.J. Green, whether he plays or not, is not enough to stop the Baltimore attack with Flacco. You saw
He's on fire.
He is on fire. The Cincinnati cornerbacks are old. They're very old.
Pac-Man.
Okay. I like Baltimore.
Okay, Stack. I got Cincinnati.
Ooh.
I'm taking.
Now that's
I think
two we've heard
Andy Dalton.
that
I
went
got-
away from each other.
Right.
Okay.
So you trying to close the gap?
I'm trying to
Here's
close the
another
gap.
one. AFC East division matchup. Okay, this is a tough one.
What's that?
Buffalo at the New York Jets. Buffalo is coming off a big game, big win last week. Sammy Watkins, their high-profile first-round pick, really stepped it up. He had 2 touchdowns. Folks, I just don't think
Here we go.
that quarterback. I think they got the old guy, Kyle Orton. I think Rex Ryan will dial up something to contain him.
So
I'm
who-
taking the Jets. Who you got, Stack? Buffalo at New York.
Buffalo wants to get their 5th win. They're 4-3 right now. They haven't had 5 wins in a number of years. Running back situation shaky. With they've got Bryce Brown and Antonio Dixon. They're not names that roll off anyone's tongue. The Jets did look good against New England. In fact, Ivory looked very good. This is Percy Harvin's debut. You got Muhammad Wilkinson going after Kyle Orton, who is slow as molasses, probably slower than Nick Foles. They're playing in the Big Apple. It's time for the Jets quarterback, Geno Smith, to step up into that class. The Jets are 1-6. I don't see them going 1-7.
You taking Jets?
Correct.
All right. A lot of jibber jabber.
A lot of jibber jabber, but
just
I
to-
gave you the substance.
Right.
I think the Jets are going to win.
All right, Stack, this is your pick. I'm throwing it to you. We got another division matchup coming out of AFC South. We have the Houston Texans coming off a tough loss at the Tennessee Titans.
The Titans are down to their 3rd quarterback. Jake Locker's been hurt. The other quarterback hasn't done a real good job.
Whitehurst or whatever his name is.
Charlie Whitehurst,
Whitehurst,
which
right.
doesn't,
There's
sounds
track
like a
field.
GM for the NFL. You've got Mettenberger from LSU going to start. They're playing, who's home there?
Tennessee is at home.
Tennessee's at home. I saw the way Houston Texans played. If Clowney comes back, or if he doesn't come back, I look for Houston Texans to continue.
That's your pick, Houston.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who you got?
I got Houston.
Okay.
I told you, I took Houston. All right, folks, keeping it going, keeping the show going. This is the Stack with Nat Show. We're here at Daly's Pub.
Live.
In the beautiful Northeast. We're still on our 1 o'clock games. We have the Miami Dolphins traveling to the Jacksonville Jaguars, who got their first win. They're on a high. Stack, this is your pick first. Who you got, big guy?
You're right. Jacksonville is home. They're going to come at you with Toby Gerhardt and
Battle
Denzel
of
Robinson
Florida.
as
Battle
running
of
backs.
Florida. Who you got?
However, Miami's edge rushers, Cameron Wake, and
He's
so
vicious.
forth and so on, might be a little bit too much for the Battle of Florida. It's
Taking
a tough pick for me. I'm taking Miami.
Wow. I think you looked at my paper. Remember how I got Miami? I took Miami. He's looking at my paper.
Well,
remember how when you played?
When I got an iPad,
Remember when you
phone,
played Nintendo
and 3
and you was playing
sheets of paper.
Tecmo and you picked like the play or whatever and like he looking at my hand.
All this research,
Stack is looking
and
at my
analytics
hand.
I'm giving you. This guy's just flipping a coin and taking picks. I'm coming at you with analytics, detail, and a narrative.
Who's winning? Who's winning? Who's winning overall?
Smoking mirrors.
Brush my shoulders off.
49.
I'm stunting on you fools. Keeping the show moving,
Week
folks. We have the St. Louis Rams at Kansas City. This is a battle of Missouri.
You're right. Battle of Mizzou, I call it.
The show
St.
me
Louis,
state.
Trey Mason of Auburn fame, who beat Alabama, has been on a tear of late. They're playing, where are they playing this?
This is in Kansas City. And Werewolf. Ow.
That's pretty good. I'm choosing the Chiefs.
Told you, folks. He's looking at my hand. I got the Chiefs as well.
I got them
As
right
well.
here.
As well. Okay. So we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep the show moving.
Keep it going.
Here's another one. This is probably another same pick. We got Chicago. Lot of talk after their big loss at home. Brandon Marshall calling out his teammates. Don't know what that team, but they're on the road going into New England, who has of late been very, very, very hot. Tom Brady has found the fountain of youth. He's been on fire, lights out. Folks, my pick is the New England Patriots in this one. Stack, who you got?
Not only am I choosing New England,
Okay.
they're my LPL. Chicago is dreadful in its loss to
New
the
England.
Dolphins.
Right.
The Pats are coming off 10 days off. And for all the reasons that you espouse, that's why I'm choosing the Patriots.
Wow. As a lead
Plus-
pipe, well, how many points? What's the spread?
The spread, when
Remind
I
me.
looked at it, was the Bears in 6, so that means New England's got to win by 7 or more.
So,
which I think
they're
is-
-6. So New England is -6. All right, Stack is making that his lead pipe
LPL.
lock.
Tink, tink,
All right.
tink.
There you go. So he thinks that New England's going to beat him by a touchdown, by over a touchdown.
Just
Got to win by
like,
7.
just like I picked Denver over the Niners last week,
Yeah, that was a lead pipe lock. That spread was 7.
and they won by
30? Oh my God, it was ugly. I ain't even gonna go there. Good thing my Niners got a bye this week. We
Right.
need it. We're going to one of Stack's 2 teams this next game. Got the Minnesota Vikings at the Tampa Bay Bucks. Stack,
let's see.
this is your pick, brother.
Okay, back-to-back road games from Minnesota. They don't even have a home field anymore. They
No.
tore the Metrodome down.
Every
Tampa
game.
Bay shows up. Tampa Bay has been dreadful. I don't see them showing up. Not with Glennon at quarterback. Minnesota, you got Everett Griffith with 6 sacks, 7 sacks, making everyone forget all about
Jared Allen.
Jared Allen. You got a rookie.
Sound like you taking Tampa. I'm in Minnesota.
I'm taking Minnesota.
taking Minnesota.
And you're picking Tampa Bay. That's
I'm taking
4
Tampa.
games
I'm
that
taking
we're
Tampa
going against the grain here.
so far, and that's just the 1 o'clock game.
We ain't even got to the 4s yet.
Well, just now we're entering the 4 o'clock. Here's another different one. Your hometown Philly Eagles are on the road against Arizona. Folks, I'm taking Arizona Cardinals, winning the NFC West. As a fan of the 49ers, I hope
Wait a
the
minute,
Eagles
you just
beat them.
said that winning the NFC West?
Yeah.
Is that the whole year or just now?
Right now, they're
Oh, they are at the top of the NFC West.
Yes, right now.
Okay.
I'm taking Arizona. Who you got, Stack? I know you got the
taking
Eagles.
the Eagles.
Yeah, you taking the Eagles. I'm writing
It's a
that
4
down.
p.m.
Put
game.
4 p.m. game, late game. Gonna keep it going.
5
folks.
games.
That's what we
If
want.
there's ever a week where there's going to be
Where you gonna
either
catch up.
more separation or closing the gap,
Right, closing.
it's going to be week 8.
Right here. This is where you make your move.
That's it.
Oakland
This is
at Cleveland. This is
the
our
one.
boy
This is a
John Martin.
425 game at Cleveland.
At Cleveland.
For my boy John Martin. Look here, John. Cleveland was dreadful
They can only beat the Steelers. That's all they get
Wait,
up
I got
for.
some story here. Let me get my story here. Cleveland.
Fire your thing.
They laid an egg in Jacksonville. That's all I'm
Yes.
going to say. I look for them to right the ship.
All right, you
Michael
taking Cleveland
T.
too.
And if the quarterback don't play right, Johnny Manziel will be in there. I think they'll beat Oakland. They're at home.
Nice. Here's another 4 o'clock. The last of the 4 o'clock games.
You got Cleveland?
I got Cleveland too. Indianapolis at Pittsburgh. This is my pick. I'm taking the Colts and Andrew Luck. Pittsburgh look good. Tomlin is a great coach. I know Pittsburgh is tough at home. At home, I just think the Colts are going to pull it off. I mean, this is a tough game for me. Tough game. Stack, who you got?
Colts.
Wow.
And we got to be careful here as we move into the Sunday games. Okay, there's a game being played in England.
Which one is that?
And it's actually going to be on TV in the morning.
Oh yeah,
Sunday.
9 o'clock.
Yeah,
That's the
9
Detroit Atlanta game.
Yeah, which we didn't get to yet.
No, we did that one.
Okay, so yeah, when we
took
say
Detroit.
Sunday games,
Right.
4 p.m. games. Remember, there's
that
an
was a
AM
London.
game.
Right, that's a
which is
London
high- It's a
game.
9 in the morning game.
But Atlanta's been playing so bad. I don't know.
So
I
it's
don't think
important
it's
that we
London.
actually pick that.
Right.
We both picked Detroit.
We both picked Detroit.
So
in London.
keep an eye on that because we'll know before the 4 o'clock game.
Right.
Who won that game?
All right, so moving along, we done with our 4 o'clock games, folks. Now we're at the Sunday night game, primetime matchup. We got marquee quarterbacks going at it in this game. We have the Green Bay Packers at the New Orleans Saints. Aaron Rodgers versus Drew Brees. Stack, this is your pick. Who you got?
It's going to be a great shootout,
It
high
is.
scoring affair. Jordy Nelson. I like Green Bay.
Wow. That's who I take it. On the road. On the road.
Yeah.
Saints got some weapons. Marquise Colson.
Right.
All right. Well, folks, we're there in our last game. We're right at our limit too. Right about 18 minutes. We're gonna be wrapping this show up very soon. Washington at Dallas. Monday Night Football. Cowboys and Indians. Who you got, Stack?
Dallas all over this
Dallas.
game.
Okay. Same here. I got Dallas. I got
Sure
Green
you got-
Bay.
Count up how many.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Should be 15.
Oh, shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Did you put the San Diego, Denver?
Yeah, Denver.
There's a game missing.
Detroit.
There should be 15 games.
Green
The only
Bay.
bye is the Giants in San Fran.
Cleveland.
Let me see if you got.
Oh.
Did you get Baltimore, Cincy?
Oh, you got Dallas.
You didn't do Bills, Jets. Did you get that?
Yeah, oh. Dallas. You got Green Bay. You got Colts. You got Cleveland. You got Philly. Oh, Houston. Houston, Texas. That's the one I missed. Who did you take? You took Houston.
Yeah, Houston over
Okay.
Tennessee.
Right, okay.
See?
There you go.
Now it's 15.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, now we set.
Right.
Stack, good find. Folks, it's getting late. We got to get back downstairs to the bar. More drinking. At least one more round, maybe.
Hey,
Who knows?
if you haven't liked the page,
Right,
on
you gotta get
Facebook,
them.
make
Well, we
sure
up
you
there.
do
We
it.
up there. We only up to 84 likes, folks. Let's get them likes
Right.
on. Go
And
over to Facebook.
Take
Just
your
hit
time,
like.
make a comment. If you
Right.
think we're wrong, this week's going to be interesting. Already, we're what, 4 games?
4 or
where we
5
differ.
games, right.
4 to 5 games.
And we don't even know what.
Damon's doing it.
What? Yeah, exactly.
And he's
so
been wearing like the mask, with the gas
the
face.
gas fee. He might as
But
well just keep
he's
it.
had a couple good weeks.
Great week.
You know, he comes and he goes. But we'll see what happens. We'll get his picks later on tonight.
Right.
And look for the Stack with Nat Week 8 show, which will be on Facebook and also uploaded to YouTube.
Right.
So those who are on Corey's mailing list will get that
Get
link
that,
to YouTube.
yes.
And don't hesitate to leave your comments. And if you really think that you can do a better job, and
Throw
so
your
far,
picks up, right,
these
throw your picks up.
106 games, just by Wednesday or Thursday, as a guest prognosticator, we challenge you.
Yeah, we challenge
beat
Stack with that.
Stat with
Right.
Matt and for you to hate.
Stomp.
But you got to have your picks in before Thursday. Now, we're not asking throwing the floodgate open.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know what you're doing.
Right.
Because we're averaging 10 wins per week in the NFL.
That's right.
And that's not easy.
It ain't easy.
Okay, but if you think you can do better,
see what you got.
See what you got.
Step
it's
up.
not about money. It's about face.
Bragging rights, right?
It's about face.
Well, folks, that's going to wrap up the Week 8. It was great having my right-hand man next to me. For you to hate, take us away, baby.
Boom.
Peace.
Team National with a 71-35 record. Team Smokestack with a 67-39 record. Team 48 with a 64-42 record.